Welcome to Banfield. Why go shopping when you can go shoplifting? That has become the mantra for some of the most brazen criminals we've ever seen. You're not going to believe this video shot by actor and comedian Michael Rappaport at a Rite Aid pharmacy in New York City. It shows a shoplifter making what can only be described as the calmest getaway in history.
Yo, I'm looking at this dude, this motherfucker. Yo, this dude is, I can't believe I'm seeing it. This motherfucker. Yo, this guy just filled his 2 bags up with everything in Rite Aid right here on 80th and 1st Avenue. He's walking down the street like is Gucci. Look at me in my face like, what's good? I was watching him the whole time. My man just went Christmas shopping in January. He had the condoms, the shampoo.
The video shows him even slowing down to give a head nod to the security guard at the door, the only person standing between him and freedom, but the only person who also did not try to stop him. In the past, this is the sort of video that would light a fire under big business and law enforcement. Security training for all employees, more guards at the doorways, and increased police presence. But instead, they have a different message for all would-be criminals, and it kind of sounds like, meh, do whatever you want. Okay, not exactly maybe, but they may as well be saying that because that's the message that crooks are getting. Here's another video filmed by a New York Post reporter who caught this man taking a beer and then just waltzing right out of another Rite Aid.
What are you doing, sir? Come on.
No, he's not hiding his face. He doesn't have a care in the world. And when the store employee asked him, you heard that. He's like, flat out, I'm taking this. He was so unfazed about what he had just done that he even stopped to give an interview to the New York Post outside the store, saying this. Sometimes I feel bad, for the guys in charge. You feel bad for the security guys. I know I do wrong. If they tell me put it back, I put it back. But they almost never tell him to put it back. One employee told the Post they come in every day, sometimes twice a day, with laundry bags and just load up on stuff. They take whatever they want and we can't do anything about it. Why can't they do anything about it? According to employees, there are 3 big reasons. Number 1, employee safety. The stores are worried that employees are going to get hurt while trying to apprehend shoplifters, and so they're telling the workers, just let them go. And then they're telling employees if they do intervene, they'll be fired. Okay, reason number 2, lawsuits. All those angry customers and their social media posts, turns out they've taken a toll. The store owners are now afraid that the crooks are going to turn the tables and post a video and accuse the employees of profiling. So now employees are being told, be overly polite and helpful, even when they're being robbed blind. Again, if they intervene, they will be fired. Reason number 3. Even if they do call 911, the shoplifters will not be punished, at least not very much. Theft of anything under $1,000 is considered a misdemeanor, slap on the wrist at best. So, why waste the cops' time with that kind of petty crime? Retail theft complaints in New York City have jumped 36% since 2020. But that's just what's being reported. The actual numbers are likely much higher. And the stores are paying for it. Both of the Rite Aid stores in the videos that I just showed you say they are closing for good next month because of the out-of-control crime surge. And it's not just pharmacies, and it's not just New York City. I want you to check out a pretty disturbing video. Kind of looks like train tracks in a third world country. Just feast your eyes on that. That is Los Angeles. And what you're looking at is debris. actually the remnants of packages that were stolen from the trains, ripped open, and then discarded on the tracks. According to authorities, the crooks climb aboard the trains, then they just, look at that. They just break into the containers full of cargo and merchandise, stuff that's destined for warehouse facilities around the country. The crooks just slice open the packages like they own them, and then they just make off with the goods and throw the junk behind. Just feast your eyes on that. That's what it's come to. And look how much there is. Wondering why you didn't get your package lately? I am. Now maybe I'm not so much. But the pictures are really distressing. Okay, some numbers now. A rep for Union Pacific, the rail company hit the hardest by the thieves, says that rail thefts are up by 160% in just the past year. The rail companies are now threatening to avoid the LA area altogether. Stores and trains. When did the bad guys start winning the war? I want to bring in Bill Cannon. He's a retired sergeant, NYPD homicide, and a professor of criminal justice at Monroe College. He's also the co-host of the podcast Police Off the Cuff. Bill, it makes my blood boil when I see stuff like this, when I see the videos, when I see the smash and grabs over Christmas, and then I hear, hands are tied. What are you going to do? They seem like they're in control, and I feel like, I feel like it's full-blown anarchy. I know it's not, but you've got to get me off the rails here.
Ashley, this is very disturbing. And this all has to do with this whole posture of not prosecuting lower-level crimes. And what it's led to is criminals becoming emboldened. I mean, this breaking into train cars is outrageous. That could even be like a national security problem. What if you're waiting for some kind of package to your house, something to do with your computer or something, and the thieves are just throwing it onto the tracks because they're not interested in that. They're interested in goods that they can either use or that they can turn around and resell. And as for these pettit larcenies in these stores, the communities where these pettit larcenies are going on, the stores are going to move out. They're already paying some of these stores in New York City $80,000 to $100,000 a month rent. They can't afford what they call in the retail industry as shrinkage. They can't afford that amount of shrinkage. So, it's obviously the district attorneys, they have to prosecute this stuff. The whole thing of broken window style policing was predicated on enforcing the lower level crimes with the theory that they had an effect on the upper level crimes. Because if you let people get away with stuff like this, it's going to lead to more disorder and more crime.
Bill, I wondered about private partnerships between, companies like Rite Aid and, say, the NYPD. Do you ever foresee those companies saying, okay, look, we know you're strapped. We know that this is a pain. We know you have officers who now have to respond to these soaring homicide rates, and that's more dangerous and more deadly. And of course, that's a bigger need. But what if they hire their own real cops, real NYPD officers who have real arrest authority and detention authority? Because it wasn't long ago you got detained at Bloomingdale's if you were shoplifting at Bloomingdale's. Do you see any kind of partnership, or is that ship sailed?
No, I think it could also lead to stores just hiring their own peace officers, not necessarily NYPD, security that has peace officer status, that has arrest status. But the problem with these arrests is that they're not going to get prosecuted. The posture of the Manhattan District Attorney is something called diversion for lower level crimes, to send the person to a program, to counseling, to, go sing Kumbaya in a corner with a group of other people. It's just leading to more crime, and they don't recognize the fact
I hear you.
That lower level
and that sounds like a gateway crime. Yeah. Because I'll tell you what, you're 100%. Not off here. The National Retail Federation said that 2/3 of retailers say violence associated with these, petty little thefts that nobody seems to care about is way up. And so I wonder if it's time to start revisiting what shoplifting is and make it more like what a chop shop is or what bank robbers are. Those are not petty. They are not small. They are not victimless. And they aren't gateway.
No, something, they did some research on that during the whole NYPD Comstat era and showed that there are many people who are career pettit larcenists. In fact, some of them had 50, 60, 70 arrests for pettit larceny, And just because it was less than $1,000, it's classified as such. But those can be serious crimes. And when these people get caught, sometimes it would turn into a robbery because they would try to retain the property through the means of force. And that's the definition of robbery, stealing property with the threat or use of force.
A lot of people watching might say, okay, that's New York. I live in the middle of the country. I live in the South. I live in the Northwest. It's not my problem. It is their problem, isn't it?
100%, because this stuff becomes cyclical. It starts traveling. Criminals, they themselves travel. They realize they can get away with it in some jurisdictions, and they'll try it in others. And you see it rampant in many jurisdictions where there's no teeth in the law. There has to be teeth in the law. There has to be punishment. If there's no punishment, people are just going to do this and be brazen about it, like you see in these. And look, the security guard, he's doing nothing. I mean, he's probably trained just to be, you know, they call him the eyes and the ears. I don't know what, he's like a scarecrow, you know. If they're not allowed to stop someone who's stealing, what's the point?
Like, what's the point of even paying that guy? Is it supposed to be a deterrent? Because clearly it's not working. Here's my next question, and this is a sad one. You know, Rite Aid is shutting these 2 stores because they said it's crime. We're just shutting because of crime. Do you see that this is going to be a problem for brick and mortar across the country, meaning get used to shopping online because this is going to be a luxury?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Unless they do something about putting teeth in the law and start prosecuting these petty crimes, why would anyone pay if they can steal it? You know, and it's not that they're stealing it for themselves; they're turning around and selling it. So then it becomes like a job. Yeah, so your own little business, you're stealing from other people. And I see a private enterprise again hiring their own security that has arrest powers and starting to do something. It's sort of the equivalent. In L.A., they had an officer killed, and they weren't satisfied with the district attorney, so they brought the case to the feds. And the feds are going to really prosecute it to the highest extent of the law.
Well, we'll have to see, you know, what these district attorneys decide to do, because the get soft on crime thing is getting old for a lot of people, I think. Bill Cannon, thank you so much again. It's Police Off the Cuff. It's a great podcast. I know because I was on it. Thank you for having me as a guest as well. Thanks for doing this today.
Thank you, Ashley. It's great to see you.